everybody, Elisa here from Llama Unraveled Crochet. Today I'm popping in to show you my finished objects. So I do have a lot more projects going, but I'm gonna save some of the others for another what I've been working on video, because there's a bunch of things that are ready for ends to be weaved in, and I've got some patterns coming up or coming out soon. So that'll be another video, but for this one I want to show you what I've been working on. So there's one thing that I've been working on since maybe beginning of April, maybe end of March, something like that. When everything closed down, there's a blanket I've really been wanting to make, and when everything closed down, and I know there were some jobs that were extra stressful, so I decided to make someone a blanket that had a stressful job, and I wanted to make them something nice. So I've been working on that since April of last year. It's in pieces, so I've been working on the pieces since then, and then I blocked everything, and then I put it together, and finally the border's on, and it's finally all done. So this is a belated Christmas gift that I will have to get to this person eventually, but I wanted to share it with you because I'm very excited for it. So this is the blanket. So let's see. Whoop. See if I can get it in the video. Okay, and let me insert a picture as much as I can of it here. So as you see, it's so big that I couldn't even get it fully in the picture. So this was actually, the yarn I got for this was the first time I ordered from Ice Yarn. And I didn't really know much about Ice Yarn at the time, but I did see, I watched Krista from The Secret Yarnery, and this is one of her favorite yarns. So, I used Softly Baby, and it says it's a 3-weight. It's between a 3 and a 4. It's not quite, it's definitely thicker than your typical 3. And it's 50% acrylic, 50% polyamide. It's very soft. So I use 35, maybe 35 skeins, no, 30 skeins. I bought a lot of skeins. It's a very big blanket, and it is a bit of a yarn eater because of the bobbles on it, which is fine. But I bought a whole boatload of them because I had no idea how many I'd need or how big I was going to make it. I really thought that blanket was very pretty. It's a pattern by Dada's Place, and there's a few different similar patterns like that, and I always thought they were so pretty, so I've been wanting to make something like that for a while. And I thought this yarn would be soft because it required a lot of work. I wanted to make sure it was made with the best yarn possible. So I ordered Softly Baby, and at the time I planned on making like a blanket for the sofa, which it ended up being much bigger because I overestimate my skeins, and I decided to just use as much as I could. And then so it took all the skeins I had, and then I left like a 4-pack at the end for because Ice Yarn sells theirs in 4-packs, and I left the 4-pack at the end to sew it together and then do the border. So that there's a lot of bobbles on the border, which was a bit of a yarn eater, but I'm really happy with the way it came out. It's so nice. The only thing is, I didn't realize how heavy it would be. So when I made this blanket, I tested a square, and I tested the square to see how much yardage it would take. So that way I could guess how much yarn I needed, and then I ordered a few more skeins just because I didn't quite know what size I was making it. So I ordered a whole bunch, and I figured out, it is a yarn eater from the bobbles, but when I tested it, I used the 3-weight yarn, and actually 3-weight yarn that could have maybe been closer to 2, but it's classified as 3-weight yarn. And then I ended up using this, which was between 3 and a 4. So it came out really heavy, which is a good thing. I do have another blanket for my kids that's a nice heavy blanket, and they love it. They find it very comforting. So I hope that person enjoys it and finds it comforting. But so my only thing is that I think the border came out a little bit wavy. I was trying to make sure I got stitches all the way around, because if you've put squares together, it kind of has a little indent, as you go, and the border is very important to do it right so that this way you make it even all the way around. So I was trying to make sure I got it as even as possible without, you know, making it dip between the squares, and it ended up kind of causing a wonky border. So, but I don't think that really takes away from the beauty of the blanket. See, it is very heavy. Let's see if I can get it. It's falling. But it is a nice big blanket. It's almost something like if you almost feel like when you have a blanket of chunky yarn, that's how heavy it is. It's really heavy. So that's that blanket. And the next one, so this is my last whip for this. So I bought some Millen yarn cakes, which they weren't labeled, but I'm pretty sure they were Mandala. And I don't know the name of the colorway off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it's the colorway of Mandala. But I made this cute little sweater. Is that the back? There we go. That's the front. So I'm not big on color controlling. I might have color controlled it if it was an adult sweater, but this is just a little girl sweater. And I'm sure she's going to outgrow it by the time winter ends. So I figured there's no point in color controlling it because it'll probably take me longer to make it than the amount of time she'd wear it. But anyway, so that's my little sweater. And it's just a basic sweater. It's just double crochets. And then I did the very simple edge for the neck, the collar, and then the bottom. And this took one skein of one whole cake plus a very small amount of a second one. So the point where like you wouldn't have even realized that I used the second one at all. So that was great for just one mandala cake. And it's nice and warm. It's great. Oh, I'm really happy with the way that came out. And I do think it's kind of cute with the random colors. But yet it all kind of flows a little bit. So that's just a little random sweater I made. And that's all I have for you today. That's all I've made that is ready to share at the moment. But I am working on some tutorials. I'll have yarn reviews out, so keep an eye out for them. And thank you for watching.